Dr. S. Shankar takes on the Congress. He says Modi, not Rahul Gandhi, sent troops to the China border. Having won the Shiv Sena legacy war, the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde now holds a key meeting with his MLAs. The Kerala Chief Minister questions why criminalize the triple talaq. CPIM is backing Pinarayi Vijayan's comment. A bankrupt Pakistan completely bows down to the IMF, goes to Rothschild with a begging bowl now.
The West expedited the implementation of this project. They supported the coup in 2014.
And he is miffed with Biden's Kiev trip. The Russian president now pinning the blame of the Ukraine war on the West. A very good evening. The show is called The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. For the last many months, you've heard him comment on a number of things. One of them is China. He's spoken about how our troops actually have got beaten up at the LAC. What he did not tell us is that his party also, remembers, signed an agreement with the Communist Party some time ago. What he also did not also tell you that at the height of the Doklam crisis, he was wining and dining with the Chinese ambassador. He repeats that almost every day. There have been a number of counters, ladies and gentlemen, that have come in from the center. But is that enough? Will that actually help Rahul Gandhi in understanding the situation at the LAC? In a big interview to the NI, the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Shankar, has directly now taken on Rahul Gandhi over China. He says that it was Narendra Modi who actually sent the additional forces to the LAC, not Rahul Gandhi. He also says that if Rahul Gandhi has any superior knowledge on the entire issue, he has more insight than the sitting government, then he is ready to hear him out. Rahul Gandhi still has not responded to that sharp counter that has come in from the External Affairs Minister, who's also, remember, in the same interview talking of what the BBC has said, the Hindenburg report, and he says possibly there is a larger narrative at play. The question is, why is a certain ecosystem today willing to latch on to almost anything and everything that they hear against the country? Why don't they listen in to the Supreme Court? Why don't they listen in to the External Affairs Minister? And why don't they listen in to what the Prime Minister has said? Let's first bring up highlights of that big interview and then we debate.
External Affairs Minister S. Shankar is giving it back to Rahul Gandhi.
If we were being accommodative, who sent the Indian army to the LAC? Rahul Gandhi didn't send them. Narendra Modi sent them. We have today the largest peacetime deployment in our history on the China border. And please notice, I said China, C-H-I-N-A.
In December 2022, when Indian troops pushed back the Chinese, Vadra Congress not only questioned our forces but said that our army was beaten by PLA.
चाइना ने 2000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर हमारी जमीन ले ली है। प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं कि हमारे बॉर्डर के अंदर कोई नहीं आया। तो भैया प्रधानमंत्री जी, अगर कोई नहीं आया तो हमारी सेना उनकी सेना के साथ 21 बार क्यों बात कर रही है?
External Affairs Minister has given a reality check to Rahul Gandhi. Will Vadra Congress apologize? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So how many more lessons does the opposition today need, and why is the opposition willing to act as a pawn in the hands of some that Dr. S. Shankar says is just a part of the larger narrative game, and he's also having a direct election link to that big statement? Let's say good evening to Sardar R.P. Singh Saab, who's a national spokesperson of the BJP, along with Karan Verma, who's an author and a political analyst. I also do see Ravi Srivastava on our screens there. He's also a political analyst. He leans towards the AAP. And I want to take our first question to Ashutosh Mishra, who's a senior journalist. He's often batted for the Congress party on a number of occasions. Ashutosh, how many lessons, does the opposition really need? Why is the opposition wanting to act as a pawn in the hands of those who are willing to even question our democracy?
Jaishankar's statement is a pointer to the state of mind of BJP, that it is more interested in defending itself rather than the nation and its borders. Let's start with China. There, he says that he has all the facts. Then why doesn't he comment on reports that 26 out of the 65 patrolling points are now inaccessible to Indian forces? His own party men, Subramaniam Swamy, has raised questions. You Google, it's there on the, you will find it. It's a news report.
That you're talking about?
This is a news report reported by your newspapers. It's there, you go and see it. Subramaniam Swamy himself, who's a BJP person, has spoken. You give me 1 minute, I will quote it for you.
No, is Dr. Subramaniam Swamy the final word on what is happening diplomatically, what's happening at the LAC?
You are mixing things up.
Is he the final word?
You are mixing things up.
You only mentioned his name, so Ashutosh, you will get caught.
He has also spoken about how Indian army has withdrawn in its own land. While China has withdrawn from Indian land, Indian army itself has withdrawn.
Who's giving you this inside information? Dr. S. Jaishankar Ashutosh has today said, and this is not just for Rahul Gandhi, this is for people like Ashutosh, perhaps for Ravi Srivastava, and a lot of other opposition leaders.
Check it. You cannot keep on denying
one second.
This ostrich mentality is ridiculous.
Ashutosh, it happens only here in the country in India that we never speak as one voice. Whether it's vis-a-vis Pakistan, whether it's vis-a-vis China, because you have an axe to grind, as in the opposition has an axe to grind, and you obviously cannot be looking at the same page as the government.
The Hindu,
but for how long?
Hindu has
look, people are seeing through this. People do not appreciate this. Ashutosh,
people, you confuse.
You can cite tons of reports. I am saying.
India.
I am only asking you a simple question, Ashutosh. On one side, you have the Prime Minister of the country, you have the Raksha Mantri, you have the External Affairs Minister, then you have the Armed Forces. Everyone says a particular thing. And you are quoting everything else but them. So I just want to know, why do you want to believe everyone but the government, but our forces? Because where do you hold your allegiance?
Because Narendra Modi, when there was a clash at Ladakh border, said, "Koi andar nahi ghusa hai." How can you trust a man who is contradicting army, where there have been confrontation and blows exchanged? Let's be clear. First of all, number two, you were asking, Hindu has reported on 26 January 2023, India has lost access to 26 out of 65 patrolling points in eastern Ladakh.
What is Hindu?
Ladakh councillor. Ladakh councillor.
That's the problem, because you quote selectively. The same Hindu newspaper has also quoted a number of other statements that the government has made, Ashutosh. But why would you want to quote them? I see Ravi is already getting restless. Ravi is already getting restless because you believe this is the best way to pin down Narendra Modi. Let me get in Sardar RP Singh, because you've leveled direct allegations at the government. Clearly, no amount of schooling from the External Affairs Minister is going to help Rahul Gandhi, will help Ashutosh and Ravi. But Sardar RP Singh Saab, the opposition is not willing to believe anything that you say.
No, they should not believe us. I'm not saying they should believe us at all. I'm for it. But they should believe General Narwani, the head of who was heading army. He on record has said not an inch of Indian land is occupied by China. It's not me. General Narwani's statement. General Narwani's interview, not a statement. It's an interview. It's not been published in Hindu. Oh, Hindu is not a gospel truth. Hindu is one of another paper like. Who's part of a lot of Kankar and who's part of a lot of objectives other than newspaper. So leave that point aside. But fact is that I'm talking about General Narwane, but they won't believe in General Narwane. I mean, and then they will not believe the external foreign minister, Jaishankar. I mean, who's saying that not an inch of land has been occupied? But let me quote the NSA in UPA regime.
Jaishankar didn't say that.
Can I
Jaishankar
complete?
didn't say that in the interview.
Did you hear General Narwane? Shall I send you the clip of General Narwane's interview?
Do you hear other?
Is General Narwane? Is General Narwane?
The point here.
Ashutosh,
the point here is, if there is a question,
do I believe you or do I
Ashutosh,
believe
one second. There are other panelists also. Let's quickly listen into what RP Singh has to say. Then I'll get in Ravi and Karan also. Please. Yes, RP Singh.
The problem with anarchists are that they don't allow others to speak. I mean, I never intervene. But fact is, as I was quoting, General Narwane categorically stated not an inch of Indian land occupied. But yes, the NSA advisor in UPA regime is on record saying that 630 kilometers land has been occupied by China. Not me. It's that time NSA. So, whom to believe, whom not to believe? I believe in officers, I believe in army, I believe in security advisors, I believe in election commission, I believe in Supreme Court. But they don't believe in none of the institutions. But let's come to the issue. When we are saying that we are deploying the maximum forces after independence, the maximum forces are deployed at the border. Maximum infrastructure has been built on the border. Do you remember Anthony Saab's statement? Anthony Saab was the defense minister. At the end of the term in 2014, he in the parliament said that we are not building any infrastructure on China border for a reason that we are worried that China will use that infrastructure. I mean, imagine this. They were scared. They are not building. They were not building roads.
Ravi Srivastava, how will you defend? How will you defend what Sardar RP Singh Saab has just cited? I want to know today what is the opposition's problem? Why do you want to fall to every propaganda, not look at facts, not look at the truth? See, Rahul Gandhi sitting on national television also, not very long ago, Ravi, one little thing I think I must highlight. He said, "Hamare jawan pit gaye hai." Till date, he's not been able to put out any proof, mind you, any proof of that.
No, he was right.
Okay.
No, he was right. No. Can I, Ravi, second. Ravi, one second, Ravi, He was right.
Quickly,
he was
right.
quickly. He was right. He was right. हमारे जवान पिट गए, मतलब PLA का जवान पिट गए. He was, because Rahul Gandhi is a spokesperson for PLA. He was right. He was absolutely right. कि हमारे जवान पिट गए.
You can use any rhetoric. I don't mind.
Let me see. Let me see if Ravi will agree with that logic.
Can I make a statement, please? Can I make a statement now, please? RP Singh, you have done.
Yes, Ravi.
You have spoken a lot.
Ravi, please.
Okay. Now, it was said by none other than the BJP MP, the Tamang Gogoi, who said it, that our soldiers were wounded.
See, you will quote everyone, Ravi Srivastava. It's a fixed match. Okay. Like they say, na sab mile hue hain. Sab mile hue hain. You will quote everyone. You will quote everyone. Everyone you will quote today. That's false in your narrative. But I don't understand. Ravi Srivastava, simple question. Give me one proof of the statement made by Rahul Gandhi when he said कि हमारे जवान पिट रहे हैं. एक प्रूफ दिखा दीजिए सर.
Why should I give a proof? It's a government job. I am the opposition.
Because you're sitting and defending him.
My job is to question you. My job is to question you.
Replies Baba, if you make an allegation, if you make a statement like this,
question you on behalf of
if you will say anything, is it wrong to ask you for a proof? You can ask for a proof of the surgical strike. Sir, you will say कि वहाँ क्या मरा है, कुछ नहीं हुआ है. There is no surgical strike, Karan Verma. But the moment you ask them for a proof of a statement that Rahul Gandhi has made, he will say, why are you asking us for proof?
It was a surgical strike.
You can't run with the hair and hunt with the heart. No, Ravi Srivastava.
Nobody died over there. Entire international media said it. Nobody died over there.
That you know.
Let me answer.
You know all inside information that even the government of the day has no clue about.
External Affairs Minister is a paid minister of the
So
government.
there is a reason
It is
why.
his job
Mr. Ravi,
to
will you
defend the
extend
Sorry,
the same courtesy? Mr. Ravi.
Sorry, one second.
Mr. Ravi, will you
One
please
second.
extend the same courtesy
I
now
want to
and
go to
keep
Ravi.
quiet?
Ravi, what did you just say?
Baba, I have rightly
No.
said it is a paid
Karan,
minister of the
give me
government.
30 seconds.
It is his job to
Karan,
defend
give
the
me 30
government.
seconds
That's
because
what
what
he
Ravi
doing.
is saying is extremely dangerous
Because
now.
it is
Ravi,
not the job of Rahul
Ravi,
Gandhi to send a force.
what did you just say about the External Affairs Minister?
It is the job of Modi ji only. He has to only send it. Rahul Gandhi is not a prime minister.
Would you repeat?
He will not send a force.
No. We lost
Who
you.
will send it?
We lost
Prime
what you
Minister.
said in
What did
between.
you say? What did you say about the External Affairs Minister Ravi Srivastava?
He is a paid government minister. It is his job to defend the government. What is wrong in it?
Oh.
What is wrong
What
in
is
he
it?
said
a
something
paid
else.
government minister? Why are you casting
He's a paid
aspersions on the
government
External
minister.
Affairs Minister? That is
Yes.
the problem, and
He's
I
a
think
government paid.
I should let RP Singh counter
Is
that.
he paid by the private company? He is paid by the government only, bhai. And he will defend the government.
No. So
That's what he is doing.
you exactly know what you're trying to do because you have no answers to the questions being asked, so you will get personal.
I know
Can
the
you
best.
tell me?
You are
Can you tell me what
Mr. Ravi
Congress ministers,
Srivastava,
UPA ministers were not paid?
External
You know,
Affairs
in
Minister
that sense, and
in
is
the
that
history of
really the
India.
level of the debate now? Ravi Srivastava,
Yeah,
is
it
that
is
going to be the level
very
of the
clear.
debate?
What the level of the External
The
Affairs
opposition
Minister,
is so
when he is
bereft of
saying,
facts today that
who
you
sent
will
the- who
indulge
sent
in
the
name
forces?
calling, much like what Pawan
sent
Kheda
the
had done
forces?
yesterday with the Prime Minister. That
Who
is the
sent
problem with the
forces on
opposition.
LSE?
Because you
No,
not
it's not a
just
problem.
fall prey to
It's
a
a
propaganda,
problem.
but you go and
It's
latch on to
problem.
that.
It's problem with
Can
you.
I answer
You want
this?
to pursue an
Ravi,
agenda.
people
You
watch
will
all
not
this.
question-
Quickly.
You will not question.
Yes, Karan.
You will not question the government. You will question.
You know,
always
he's
the opposition.
talking about our foreign minister
Why
being
will we
paid. I'll
not
tell you
question
who
the
was
government?
paid.
We'll question
I will
the
tell you who
government,
was
we'll question
paid.
Rahul Gandhi, we'll question
Dipti,
everyone.
Let me answer
What is
now.
wrong in it, yaar?
Dipti,
What
let
is
me
wrong
answer
in it?
now,
Even
What
please.
kind of a language
the
is that?
Prime Minister, even the Prime
Karan,
Minister
yes.
is paid by the government only.
You know who was
They were
paid?
not paid.
He
They
was
are
talking
not
about
salary.
our Honorable
Karan.
External Affairs Minister.
Karan,
I'll tell you
don't I
who
think
was
fall in
paid.
the trap. Ravi Srivastava wants to waste
Rajiv
our
Gandhi
time.
Foundation.
He does not want us to
Rajiv
focus on
Gandhi
the key
Foundation.
questions that have been raised
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the
let me
External Affairs
speak.
Minister. Because
Let
he is
me
getting
speak.
exposed.
Giving the proof.
Rajiv
Karan,
Gandhi
quickly complete your
Foundation.
How many people died in Balakot? Somebody said
Rajiv
250,
Gandhi
somebody
Foundation
said
got
300, somebody said
1.35
400.
crores from the
Before
Chinese
army
ambassador.
statement,
That is what you
always
call a
started
quid
making the
pro quo.
statements.
The Congress and the Communist Party, China, they have a mutual agreement, an MOU in 2008.
Where is the agreement?
That is what you
Show
call
the
being
agreement.
paid. That is what you call a quid pro quo.
Show the agreement.
Now we understand.
Show the agreement.
Mr. Ravi, will you
Show
keep
the
quiet
agreement,
now?
yaar.
Do you have some
Giving
courtesy?
agreement at all.
I'll show you a
It is
picture,
the
Ravi
Supreme Court.
Srivastava. I'll show you a
Show the
picture.
agreement.
And I'm
It
requesting,
is the Supreme
my
Court.
producer Raisa to put out that picture. Rahul
No
Gandhi,
picture.
Rahul Gandhi
No
whining
picture.
and
Show
dining
me
with
the
the
agreement.
Chinese ambassador at the height of Doklam.
Show me the agreement.
One second, because you're so curious, you want facts,
not
you want
be there.
pictures and everything.
Mr. Ravi, don't
Rahul
behave
Gandhi
in a
has
dumb
not
manner
put out
now.
a single picture
You are
which
dumb,
says
yaar.
that
You are
our
telling a
soldiers
lie.
You
were
are
beaten
behaving
up.
terribly
He's
dumb. You are
neither
making a mockery
apologized
of
for that
yourself here on
comment.
television.
There has been no
You
action
are a
against
liar.
him. But
You
you
don't
sit here on
really
national
2008
television and you will cast aspersions on an
Show
external affairs minister who
me the
today
agreement.
is speaking for India. He's speaking for all
There
of
is
us.
no-
Look at those
there is
pictures,
no
Ravi
asking
Srivastava.
aspersion.
Can you tell
He's
me what
talking
was
for
the
the
business of
government.
Rahul Gandhi and his
Where is the
company
agreement?
there,
Show the
whining and
agreement.
dining at the
Show.
height of the Doklam with the Chinese ambassador there?
That Prime Minister
Ravi
also does with
Srivastava.
Nawaz Sharif. That Prime Minister does with Nawaz Sharif also. What's the big deal? What's the
Arey
big deal?
Baba, that's the
Even
problem.
Prime
You will
Minister
never
does
have an
with
answer to
Nawaz
this.
Sharif
When we
in
put out
Lahore.
proof, you will get embarrassed. Then you will run in
The
circles.
Supreme Court has made a
never-
comment
You are the
on
only
that.
one who's asking for proof.
Supreme
You
Court.
show me the agreement. Where is the
Dipti, will you
agreement?
let me answer?
Show the
The
agreement, yaar.
Supreme
Where is the
Court,
Arey
agreement?
Baba, talk about this
Mr. Ravi,
picture,
don't
no?
behave.
Or you have no defense.
Mr. Ravi, don't be
What
so
was Rahul
dumb.
Gandhi doing?
Don't lie.
Don't be
Don't
so
lie
dumb
the
on
channel.
national television.
Come with the
The
facts.
Supreme
Come
Court
with
has
the
made a
facts.
pronouncement that it was a weird agreement between two political parties. The Supreme Court is on record. Get your facts right.
There is no
Don't behave
agreement
like
to
this on
show that,
national
no.
television. You
Hey,
are
why don't you
reducing
publish
yourself
it?
to a joke.
No, why don't you publish
Kindly
it?
publish it now.
Go
What
publish it.
nonsense are you
Do
speaking?
you have it?
Either
You
you are
don't have
casting
it. You are
aspersions
lying.
on our external affairs minister or you are speaking
You are lying.
dumb shit here on television. This is the Supreme Court in no less words.
Everyone is lying. Everyone is lying.
Between two
These
political
pictures are
parties.
lying.
Dipti,
Just see that
don't use the filthy
picture.
words.
What is he
They will
signing?
not
What
use
is
the
Rahul
filthy
Gandhi
words.
putting his
See,
signatures on?
I can
Ravi
shit you more
Srivastava,
rather.
what is
Don't
Rahul
use the
Gandhi
shit word.
putting his signatures on?
You may be
Do
the
you
deep shit.
identify who
Don't
all
use
are
the
there in
shit
that
word
picture?
here, I said.
Ravi
Taran Verma,
Srivastava.
don't use the shit word. You will be the deep shit. You will be
Listen,
the deep
listen,
talking
please,
such
please.
rubbish.
Ravi
You should
Srivastava,
be
do
ashamed
not
of
deflect the
yourself,
debate
Mr.
today,
Ravi.
please.
You should
I'm
be
requesting
ashamed
all
of
of you
yourself.
gentlemen, please.
The
Please
Supreme
maintain the
Court
decorum of the
is on
debate.
Can I make a
record
point?
saying
Can I
that
make a
there is an
point?
agreement.
No, Dipti. Now you are biased.
Karan and
You are
Ravi,
biased.
please pull
You
back.
have to
Dipti, can I
moderate
make a
Please pull
point?
back. I want to go to
You have
Ashutosh.
to moderate
I
him.
want to go to Ashutosh
Why
very
can you use the
quickly.
filthy word
I
here?
want to go to
What
Ashutosh
deep
very
shit are
quickly.
you?
Ashutosh, do you identify the people in this picture and what are they doing? Ashutosh, can you tell us?
So I would like to know why was Narendra Modi handing out contracts to Chinese firms after the Ladakh clash? Why today China is the third largest export market for India? And India is the second largest importer to India.
How can
so
you
these are the
speak
facts.
lies on the national television?
RP Singh doesn't have the facts. All he
Sir,
knows is to
क्यों
start
झूठ बोल रहे
shouting
हैं?
lies
क्यों
because
झूठ बता रहे
that's what
हैं?
he
Are
is
you
best at.
embarrassed to talk about
Lot of
Rahul
agreements
Gandhi?
have been cancelled.
Rahul Gandhi
Lot of
embarrasses
agreements
you
have been
instead,
There are more than
Ashutosh.
3,000 for companies in which Chinese are directors. So the problem is that on one hand they keep talking about
I don't
koi
understand
ghar
from
mein
where
koi
you've
China
done your
ghusa nahi
research,
tha,
from where do you get
or
your
China-
inside information. But I must,
You just
though
have
we are
to
running
go
out of
on
time,
the
there is
government.
one
The problem
very
is
important
information
factor
to
also, Ravi, and you must listen to
Narendra
this
Modi doesn't
carefully.
give you the
What
facts.
Dr.
It's
S.
there
Jaishankar has
on
highlighted.
for everyone.
He
It's
says,
reported in newspapers, you just have to
war
read it,
by other
which sadly
means,
is not
politics
available.
by other means. He is drawing a direct connection to also the elections that India will hold in 2024. And unfortunately today, Ashutosh, you and Ravi, who don't have the facts, who don't have answers to the facts that we put
the
up,
problem is that
you're
Jaishankar
falling
and
prey to
Modi
that
don't want
narrative.
talk on facts.
Will you allow
When
Ashutosh,
they
any
talk
third
about-
force, today to interfere in the democratic process of
There
the
is
country? Will you
if
allow?
facts are
Will you allow that to
brought
happen,
forward,
Ashutosh?
If facts are being brought out which are embarrassing to Narendra Modi, that does not mean that it is anti-India.
No,
Let's
where-
remember.
where
Like
you
what?
get the
Like
facts
what?
from?
BBC
Where do you
Like
get the
what?
facts
Tell me
from?
quickly.
Well, you can cook up
Like what
anything.
facts?
You can
Like
cook up
what
anything and
facts?
say your facts.
Can you tell me what facts?
What are the sources of the facts? What is cooking up?
Jaishankar spoke about 1984 riots. So in 1984 riots, if you remember, the NDA government in 2015 appointed had a new SIT, and one of the accused is now in jail for life imprisonment. That is what Narendra Modi is afraid of. If there is a new SIT and there are new facts brought forward.
No, what is the fact? I don't know that
2002
case.
Gujarat riots.
I let Sardar
Gujarat
RP Singh
riots,
counter
that is
that.
what- Now I need to
As
rebut
far
this.
as
I
my
need to
memory
counter this.
serves me right, that case is still being heard in the
Now,
court.
number one.
There is no
Number
clean
two,
sheet for
Hindenburg
anyone.
report.
Sardar RP Singh sir.
Hindenburg report has exposed.
No, Ashutosh,
the
because you've raised a
and that is
point.
the-
We are running out of time, but I have to allow RP Singh to counter it. RP Singh.
Dipti, first I'll appreciate. Don't get Ravi Srivastava on your panel next time if we are on the panel. He's a bootlicker. He's a bootlicker of Arvind Kejriwal, and he wags his tail for Congress now.
I'm please
sorry to
requesting
say,
you,
use
RP
this
Singh
hard
sir,
word.
no personal comments,
because
sir.
the man-
No personal comments.
No,
No personal
because he
comments,
made a
sir.
personal
Please,
comment
I'm
for the
requesting you.
accidental
Who are
minister.
you?
He made a personal
Who are you?
comment for the
No,
minister.
we-
The honorable
I have to give
minister.
you the final
he made
word.
a comment. That's what I'm saying. That he is a bootlicker of Arvind Kejriwal and wags his tail for Congress party every day now. But let's
No.
talk about 1984.
That-
The SIT is still on.
RP
There are
Singh sir,
cases still
RP Singh
on.
sir.
3rd March.
The point
3rd March,
today,
there's a
the
case
point
in
today,
the-
sir, is that there is enough and more evidence today. There is enough and more evidence today to prove that the opposition has been lying. There is a pattern to so much that is happening all around. And not just in the country, internationally also, like Dr. S. Jaishankar said.
That is your
Only for word
influence.
of time, Ravi Srivastava, but
No,
you know,
not at
it's
all. I don't agree with you.
it is definitely not
I don't
heartening
agree
to
with
see
you. You
when
are
you, the
creating a
people of the
narrative.
country, will not believe the government but cite everything else. We've run out of time, but I thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Remember that this is a story that Republic will keep its wars posted on. And when you go back, Ravi Srivastava, look at the kind of feedback that people are saying and writing, and they want to know today, why did you deflect the Rahul Gandhi question? We've run out of time on the other side. Back with much more.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
So has been now totally damaged. This was the 3-story house that has now been limited. 2.5 story of this house has been totally subsided into the land itself here in the Daksar area of the Ramban.
இது நடந்துட்டு அப்புறம் இவங்க சின்ன சாமி எடுத்தோடனே செருப்பு எடுத்து கையில காமிச்சிருக்காருக்கா.
I would like to compliment Republic TV, especially from yesterday. You have taken it up in a big way, and thanks to Arnab ji also, who has brought it to the national attention.
AIMIM chief Asauddin Owaisi's residence was attacked last evening. That's something what has been shared by none other but Owaisi himself in the series of tweets. That there were some people who have thrown stone inside and the glass has been broken. This is not the first time when this is happening, but after 2014 this is the 5th time when his house has been attacked, and he has raised question on the security and on the law and order situation in the Latvian Delhi.
What does the Hanuman with his mace and that tail signify on the tail wing of the HLFT-42? What is that?
It signifies strength.
There has been a lot of controversy about the picture of Hanuman which was present there, which has now been removed now, which shows that the storm is coming as well. The HLFT-42, there was a picture of Lord Hanuman there, creating a lot of controversy. It was in theme with the design of the structure, but why the sudden decision by the HAL to remove it?
No, it was in theme. It has nothing, no specific reasons for putting it over there.
What made them get so defensive and change their mind to the point of erasing the Hanuman logo? You can't remove a logo of a god. The Hanuman logo must be brought back.
இது நடந்துட்டு அப்புறம் இவங்க சின்ன சாமி எடுத்தோடனே செருப்பு எடுத்து கையில காமிச்சிருக்காருக்கா.
I would like to compliment Republic TV, especially from yesterday. You have taken it up in a big way, and thanks to Arnab ji also, who has brought it to the national attention.
AIMIM chief Asauddin Owaisi's residence was attacked last evening. That's something what has been shared by none other but Owaisi himself in the series of tweets. That there were some people who have thrown stone inside and the glass has been broken. This is not the first time when this is happening, but after 2014 this is the 5th time when his house has been attacked, and he has raised question on the security and on the law and order situation in the Latvian Delhi.
Has been now totally damaged. This was the 3-story house that has now been limited. 2.5 story of this house has been totally subsided into the land itself here in the Daksar area of the Ramban.
What does the Hanuman with his mace and that tail signify on the tail wing of the HLFT-42? What is that?
It signifies strength.
There has been a lot of controversy about the picture of Hanuman which was present there, which has now been
Trending burning question, powered by XUV400 and Cool Fans.
Welcome back, friends. Kerala Chief Minister down south, while speaking at an event, has brought Uniform Civil Code debate center stage again. He was trying to defend triple talaq, perhaps, or more likely, catering to his constituency, but then ended up discussing or starting a discussion on whether triple talaq is actually a ban on divorce or just criminalizes something which is not there even in Quran. More importantly, did Pinarayi Vijayan make a slip? For he was suggesting that when for everyone laws are equal or should be equal, why Muslims are treated differently on triple talaq? But that's the whole question behind Uniform Civil Code, that the laws should be equal for everyone. Do we discuss that or not? Look at this package on exactly what Pinarayi Vijayan said, and then we come back to discuss.
Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has slammed the criminalization of triple talaq and on the same lines has batted for reform laws for all religions.
മറയില്ലാതെ വർഗീയ നിലപാടുകൾ കേന്ദ്ര ഗവൺമെന്റ് സ്വീകരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മളിവിടെ വ്യത്യസ്ത മതവിശ്വാസികൾ പങ്കെടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും ഈ യോഗത്തിൽ. ഒരാളൊരു കുറ്റം ചെയ്താൽ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക രീതിയിൽ, മറ്റൊരാൾ കുറ്റം ചെയ്താൽ മറ്റൊരു പ്രത്യേക രീതിയിൽ സ്വീകരിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. നമ്മുടേതുപോലെ രാജ്യത്ത് ഒരു നിയമസമിതിയാവുന്നു. ഒരാൾക്കൊരു നിയമം, മറ്റൊരാൾക്ക് മറ്റൊരു നിയമം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു മതവിശ്വാസിക്ക് ഒരു നിയമം, മറ്റൊരു മതവിശ്വാസിക്ക് വേറൊരു നിയമം. ഇതല്ലേ മുത്തലാഖിന്റെ കാര്യത്തിൽ കാണാൻ നമുക്ക് സാധിക്കുക. മുത്തലാഖ് ചുമതലക്കിട്ടാക്കിയല്ല. വിവാഹമോചനം എല്ലാ വിഭാഗത്തിലും നടക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. അതെല്ലാം സിവിലായിട്ടാണല്ലോ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. മുസ്ലിമിന് മാത്രം എങ്ങനെ ക്രിമിനൽ കുറ്റമാകുന്നു? അപ്പോ വിവാഹമോചനത്തിന്റെ പേരിൽ മുസ്ലിം ആയാൽ ജയിലിലടക്കണം. ഇതൊരു ഭാഗം. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഇന്ത്യൻ പൗരരാണ്. നമ്മളെ ആരുടെയെങ്കിലും പൗരത്വം ഇന്ന മതത്തിൽ ജനിച്ചതുകൊണ്ടാണ് കിട്ടിയതെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? നമ്മുടെ ഈ മണ്ണിന്റെ സന്തതിയല്ലേ, ഈ രാജ്യത്തിലെ പൗരല്ലേ? പൗരത്വത്തിന് ഏതെങ്കിലും ഘട്ടത്തിൽ മതം ഒരു അടിസ്ഥാനമായി വന്നിരുന്നു. പൗരത്വ നയ ഭേദഗതിയിലൂടെ ഇതല്ലേ പൗരത്വത്തിനെ മതം അടിസ്ഥാനമാക്കിയല്ലേ കേന്ദ്ര ഗവൺമെന്റ് ചെയ്തത്? എന്ത് ചെയ്യാമെന്നല്ലേ നാം പ്രഖ്യാപിച്ച കാര്യം ഞാൻ വീണ്ടും ആവർത്തിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. അത് കേരളത്തിന്റെ പ്രത്യേകത. അപ്പൊ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു അതിവിടെ നടപ്പാക്കില്ല. അപ്പൊ ചിലർ ചോദിച്ചു.
Left parties have been traditionally opposed to Uniform Civil Code. But the Kerala Chief Minister putting it on record that laws should be uniform for all religions. Is the left ready to openly back Uniform Civil Code? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right. Joining me to discuss this, Dr. K.S. Radhakrishnan, spokesperson of Kerala BJP, live from Kochi. I'm also joined by Sumitra Goenka, policy and political analyst, live from Delhi, who lean towards the BJP perhaps, and Vivek Srivastava, political analyst, again live from Delhi, joining us live from Delhi, political analyst, leans towards the left. And so let me begin with you, Vivek Srivastava. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan,
Yes.
you know, is he misunderstanding? It's not divorce which has been made criminal for anyone. It's specific to triple talaq, something for which umpteen number of Muslim women have petitioned various courts of the country. In fact, the instructions came right from the topmost court of the country, the Supreme Court, subsequent to which this legislation has happened. So why say that, oh, Muslims are being targeted? Clearly, Pinarayi has his constituency in mind.
No, there is no constituency in mind as far as the left is concerned. And if you think that we go on for getting votes in the name of religion, we do not. I mean, we believe that in the Indian politics, and for that matter, the politics of the world, should have no place for religion-based politics at all. It should be totally based on other issues which for the welfare of the people, number one. Number two, see, he was not talking specifically only of triple talaq. The discussion and the speech that he was talking of, it covered a variety of issues concerning the minority community. And after 2014, we all know that the condition of the minorities in this country, they are almost like second-grade citizens in many ways. Many people may not like my statement, it is a little too strong, but yes, every day in the media and in other ways, we talk of a Sanskriti which is 5,000 years old. We talk of, a common DNA. We talk of all kind of things. So he was generally addressing the problems faced by the minority communities. Uniform Civil Code is one of them. It is not that there is something wrong with the Uniform Civil Code, but what people don't know is that there are 32 points on which the majority Hindu community is not one. For example, inheritance is one of them. In South India, for example, a mama can marry his niece, but that is not there in North India. There are 32 such points. But instead of, discussing it with the majority community first, we jump to the conclusion that it is the Muslims and the Muslim leaders who are against the Uniform Civil Code, and suddenly something is going to happen. They are against. We have a common criminal code. We have a common civil code. We do not have as far as the personal marriage laws. Yes.
No, the only thing is, Vivek Srivastava, I wish Pinarayi Vijayan was as reasoned, gave an as reasoned an argument as you are giving. He sounded as if he is only talking about the Muslim community, and that is why we decided to really pick it up. It's not that we don't understand that there are issues with the Uniform Civil Code and the majority community also. But that's something which has to be arrived at. That's something which has to be discussed and arrived at after a proper debate, and that's the reason why, in fact, we are doing that. You raised some points. Let me take this to K.S. Radhakrishnan. Mr. Radhakrishnan, the left view is that the politics behind Uniform Civil Code is essentially about sort of targeting one community, and that is why Pinarayi raised the issue of triple talaq, and B, that even the majority community has problems with the Uniform Civil Code, and that's the reason why they don't want to discuss it. Is that the right position, Mr. Radhakrishnan?
Unfortunately, it reveals two heinous psychic operations of our Honorable CM, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan. Number one, as a staunch Marxist, he believes in crisis, conflict, violence, and destruction. Hence, he opposed the dialogue between RSS and Muslim groups, forgetting the very simple fact that dialogue is the only one effective tool in a democratic polity to settle issues, to reach consensus, and to establish peace and harmony. Forgetting all those things just because of the fact that his philosophy, dialectical and historical materialism, is incapable to incorporate dialogue, he opposed it. Number two, as a diabolic politician, he never believes in rule of law. If he finds something wrong with the enactment made by the parliament regarding the Triple Talaq Act, that the Triple Talaq issue, as a dutiful citizen of India, his primary duty is to go and approach the court of law to get judicial scrutiny and legal clarifications. Instead of doing that, he simply makes hue and cry just for the appeasement of the Muslim group, that too a regressive section of Muslim groups who are self-imprisoned in the concept of prisons created by the clergy of 18th century.
I don't know.
And he addresses to
Sir, I don't know
section.
what you mean by saying regressive section of the Muslim group. I don't know what constituency that is, but I got your point. Let me, Vivek in fact wants to respond to you, but I'll come to you, Vivek. I have to involve Sumitra also. Sumitra, the whole argument is that, as I see it, Pinarayi Vijayan is throwing the baby out with the bathwater, or that seems to be the intent, because he sort of creates a scarecrow in triple talaq as targeting the Muslim community, and hence, as a deductive logic, you shouldn't be talking about a uniform civil code. But there happens to be a slip in what he's saying, because he's saying if laws are equal for everyone and that is how it should be, why target Muslims? So in a way, he has implicitly accepted the principle that when it comes to civil laws, a uniformity or some sort of uniformity is not bad.
See, first thing I want to say here is Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has tried to do appeasement politics here. He is targeting the second majority community. Let us not say minority community here because it is a major vote bank in Kerala. This is one very important thing that we have to understand. It is the second majority community, and he is clearly showing his intention that he is more bothered about the vote bank politics. Secondly, coming to the fact about CAA or about the triple talaq thing, I think triple talaq, already there have been the Supreme Court which has come in, also the Parliament in 2019. We have very clear mandate about what is triple talaq and how it has to be handled. Now inciting this after a period of 4 years and talking about it and singling out the second majority community and stating that why only criminal aspect in the case of second majority community, this is something which is, I think, not acceptable, because this provision of triple talaq is only practiced by this community. So obviously others cannot come into such a kind of a law because nobody else is doing triple talaq as of now. So this is something which he has completely, put a wrong analogy.
Point taken.
And he has gone into a wrong direction altogether, and this is not going to help.
Sumitra. Point taken. Point taken. I have some tough questions to you and to Mr. Radhakrishnan also, but let me go back to Vivek. Vivek, you see, the point is that it's almost like kitne gum the jo tere gum ke bahane nikle. He starts with triple talaq, then he says no, we will not opt for Citizenship Amendment Act because it is based on religion and it targets again one community, and then he says we will not want a judicial, this collegium system has to stay. The BJP has some agenda in talking about appointment of judges by those who are not judges. So I think Pinarayi obviously is taking a political position where Vivek Srivastava, he's targeting one community as a vote bank. You can't deny that. He implicitly accepts that some sort of uniformity is important, is acceptable. But then again, because he has to buttress his claims over a certain vote bank, he is taking this position, CAA, triple talaq, on all positions on which BJP has a certain agenda. He wants to position himself against that, opposite that. That's the simple politics of it, Vivek Srivastava.
No, not exactly, because you see, try to understand. If we talk of Dalit upliftment, it doesn't mean that we are doing it only for votes. If India has to become a superpower and if India has to progress, all sections of societies have to move ahead. That includes the minority communities.
He did not mention Dalit even once.
Are you talking
He did not mention Dalit even once.
Yeah, because
he did not mention Dalit even once.
Let me speak. Yes, because
and triple talaq is a practice is specific to one community.
Yeah.
And not one community, just some people within the community. Exactly. And that is the reason why women went to the court and the court instructed in the parliament legislature.
First of all,
never been separated in man, but the Christian community is ready to undergo legal scrutiny in marriages.
No, okay, that is your perspective about the second largest majority. We still think it's a minority. We still think a lot needs to be done with this minority community in terms of education and employment, and they need to be developed.
What is minority, by the way? What is minority, Vivek Srivastava? Hold on, Sumitra. That's an important aspect now that needs to be discussed. What's really a minority? What's really minority? Let's try to understand. The United States, Vivek, hold on. In the United States,
14% of the population is a minority.
Vivek, hold on. No, hold on. No, 14% is wrong number. We are talking about Kerala. Hold on. Vivek, listen to me. We will take this conversation forward. You will get your opportunity. In the United States, Muslims are a minority because they are just 1% of the population.
Yes.
In the United Arab Emirates, maybe, Hindus are a minority because they constitute an expat population. In Bangladesh, Hindus are a minority because they constitute over 9% of the population, or maybe 8% of the population. At one point in time, they constituted roughly half the population. in Pakistan, in Hindus and Sikhs are a minority because they constitute 3%, 4%. In Kerala, the Muslim community is 37%. What kind of minority is that? You can't be, using the national yardstick on a state. For example, you can't call Christians a minority in Nagaland. You can't call Christians a minority in other northeastern states where they have high numbers.
But agreed. But the agenda of the government, of the central government, is the same across the nation. The kind of laws they want to make, and when they talk of the Hindu Rashtra means they want to change the constitution for the whole country. So, where does the question
Uniform Civil Code is not Hindu Rashtra. Is Uniform Civil Code a Hindu Rashtra, Mitra?
What is this agenda of the RSS?
This is not a religious context. Constitution cannot be seen religiously. What you're saying is completely wrong. Here, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has
then denounce the word Hindu
which
Rashtra and say
are
everything is right with the
targeting the
constitution.
second majority of the state.
On one hand,
about CAA, he's speaking about triple talaq.
you
All
have a
these
big
matters
problem
directly
with the word
affect the
secular
second
in the
majority
constitution,
community.
with the word socialist in the constitution.
This is 100% cherry picking items
Whatever. You don't want them to be developed.
politics. There is
You don't
nothing
want the
else
Muslims to
here.
develop. You don't want the Muslims to study.
Muslims cannot
You
develop
don't
with
want the
triple
Muslims to be
talaq,
employed.
sir.
You
Muslims
don't want
cannot
the Muslims
develop
to
with
vote.
triple talaq.
You don't want the Muslims to
bring them out
follow their
of
own religion.
madrasas,
You don't want
put them
Muslims
in
to have
proper
their own namaz. You don't
give
want
them
them to have their own
dignity,
religious
allow the
institution.
women
That is your
to
problem.
participate in
The
the process
constitution is there and the constitution is there for all.
Structure it. Hold on, Vivek, hold on. Let's not turn this into a cacophony. Hold on, Sumitra, hold on. Let me take this forward. And some tough questions for the BJP representative also. Mr. Radhakrishnan.
Yes.
The parliament session, the first half of the parliament, budget session of parliament ended just about a week back. And there was a question asked during this session on what is the plan of the government to bring a uniform civil code. This was government telling in Rajya Sabha on February 2 that no decision has been taken on the uniform civil code. The 21st Law Commission was asked to make a report. The Law Commission lapsed sometime in 2018, and the next Law Commission will take it up. So a little wishy-washy kind of statement coming in from your government, Mr. Radhakrishnan. If you're really keen on a uniform civil code, why not really act on it? Why not just get going with it at the center rather than what the BJP has done in the states with some kind of consultative process, some kind of exploratory committees having been set up in some of the states?
See, appropriate decision on that aspect should be taken by the government at appropriate time. That is my answer to your query, because this is the question related to the uniform civil code and large scale decisions must be taken place. Hello, please. Do you able to hear me? Hello,
yeah,
please.
I'm getting you, Mr. Radhakrishnan. Please go ahead.
Yes. So my answer is that it is possible to take decisions by the government, and I think that the government will take appropriate decision on that matter. But here the issue is very simple. He wants to keep the regressive sections of the Muslims. There are progressive Muslims in Kerala, and they are not endorsing the
What do you mean by regressive sections?
Because, yes, sure. Because they want to release themselves, to free themselves from the clutches of the clergy. There are women, there are men, and there are the equal number of youth who wants to escape from the grip of the clergy, which are treated as most regressive. So they are also moving to progressive line. But this Pinarayi Vijayan wants to keep them as his personal vote bank. That's why he says that they don't like it. Okay. Has he ever made any effort to know the opinion of the women of
Vivek, this is
Muslims?
an important aspect in this debate, Mr. Radhakrishnan, you made a very important point. Let me take this to Vivek because he gives us the left view. Vivek, typically, left projects itself as very progressive, liberal, modern, scientific and whatnot. So if you really believe all these things, then can't you see, for example, that I'm not painting the community with a broad brush, but the fact is there are many people in the community who really want the practice of triple talaq to have gone, and that's the reason why it has gone. There are women who have suffered. There are women who don't want this. There are progressive men within the Muslim community who are absolutely okay with this. And for Pinarayi Vijayan, to be bringing in this in a manner as if it's a Muslim question, it's a Muslim problematic, which it is not.
No.
It's not progressive at all what Pinarayi Vijayan has said today.
He has been misunderstood. No, absolutely. I understand what you're saying, but he has been misunderstood.
He should apologize.
We are not favoring triple talaq. That a man comes and let me speak. Can I please speak? पहले आप सुनिए जरा, फिर आप बोलिए. So I mean, if somebody comes and says talaq, and he's divorcing his wife, no, that is not what Pinarayi Vijayan is talking of. That is not what the left supports. Supreme Court has already given a ruling, and that is not done. So that story is over. The story is that in case of divorce cases, when they are filed in case of Muslim men, criminal laws are coming into picture, whereas for other communities it is civil laws. That is the debate. So the debate is that even if there are divorce cases, controversies and other things,
it's not divorce which is criminalized. Again, you are again twisting it.
That is the problem.
Vivek, you are again twisting it. It's not divorce which is penalized. It is triple talaq, which has no basis even in the Quran Sharif, which it is based on requests, petitions, campaigns by Muslim women. Let me take this.
We are against.
Okay, I have to end.
That is over. That is anyway
I
over.
have to bring this to an end.
Yes.
I have to bring this to an end in a minute. So let me just take this towards a conclusion. Vivek, hold on. Let me take this to a conclusion.
Yes.
You see, Pinarayi Vijayan might have misfired. More likely, as it is, he's a politician. He was in fact intending to target one particular community as a vote bank, and that's why he rode a thin line and did not clarify that he's against triple talaq, because he thought that as a politician he can work at the heartstrings of his audience or whosoever was sitting there in front of him. Obviously it's about politics. But Sumitra, you see, as late as yesterday, the Supreme Court of the country has sort of wrung its hands dry and said that, oh, this is something which the parliament has to legislate. Don't bring us in. We will listen to it. There are a set of 5 or 6 PILs before the topmost court of the country on the Uniform Civil Code. But the Supreme Court essentially said, ultimately, it's something on which parliament has to come in. You think the present government, because it's so wedded to the idea of Uniform Civil Code, the BJP, is following right process in terms of getting or making Uniform Civil Code a reality in the country?
See, from what I know, it is there in their agenda. Like, 370 was there in their agenda. In the same way, this is there in their agenda. It's a long drawn process. And I really hope, for the sake of this country, that we should get the Uniform Civil Code sooner than later. The Supreme Court is absolutely right, because this is a law which has to be enacted. So naturally, the parliament is supreme here and they have to come out with it. And I request the lawmakers, the people who are sitting in parliament, to really take this call and go ahead fast with getting this Uniform Civil Code.
Sumitra, Parliament is supreme. Some say Supreme Court is supreme. That debate would go on. But what is important is that Pinarayi Vijayan, in targeting one community to buttress his politics, is something which should be avoided. In fact, there was a slip, because he said, we don't want CAA because CAA targets one community. The fact of the matter is, neighboring Tamil Nadu wants some form of CAA because of the Tamil population from Sri Lanka. So obviously, the debate is not going to end anytime soon. There has to be a structured conversation on the subject. Pinarayi Vijayan, even if he was not speaking the full truth or speaking a half truth on triple talaq, has contributed to that debate. Thank you so much, Vivek Srivastav, Sumitra Goenka, and of course from Kochi, Mr. Radhakrishnan of the BJP, for joining us on this segment of Burning Question. A short break. On the other side, Arnab Goswami is back with the debate.
AIMIM chief Asauddin Owaisi's residence was attacked last evening. That's something what has been shared by none other but Owaisi himself in the series of tweets. That there were some people who have thrown stone inside and the glass has been broken. This is not the first time when this is happening, but after 2014, this is the fifth time when his house has been attacked, and he has raised question on the security and on the law and order situation in the city in Delhi.
Also has been now totally damaged. This was the 3-story house that has now been limited. 2.5 story of this house has been totally subsided into the land itself here in the Tuxar area of the Ramban.
What does the Hanuman with his mace and that tail signify on the tail wing of the HLFT 42? What is that?
It signifies strength.
There has been a lot of controversy about the picture of Hanuman which was present there, which has now been removed now, which shows that the storm is coming as well. The HLFT 42, there was a picture of Lord Hanuman there, creating a lot of controversy. It was in theme with the design of the structure, but why the sudden decision by the HAL to remove it?
No, it was in theme. It has nothing, no specific reasons for putting it over there.
What made them get so defensive and change their mind to the point of erasing the Hanuman logo? You can't remove a logo of a god. The Hanuman logo must be brought back.
இது நடந்துட்டு அப்புறம் இவங்க சின்ன சாமி எடுத்தோடனே செருப்பு எடுத்து கையில காமிச்சிருக்காருக்கா.
I would like to compliment Republic TV, especially from yesterday. You have taken it up in a big way, and thanks to Arnab ji also, who has brought it to the national attention.
Has been now totally damaged. This was the 3-story house that has now been limited. 2.5 story of this house has been totally subsided into the land itself here in the Tuxar area of the Ramban.
இது நடந்துட்டு அப்புறம் இவங்க சின்ன சாமி எடுத்தோடனே செருப்பு எடுத்து கையில காமிச்சிருக்காருக்கா.
I would like to compliment Republic TV, especially from yesterday. You have taken it up in a big way, and thanks to Arnab ji also, who has brought it to the national attention.
AIMIM chief Asauddin Owaisi's residence was attacked last evening. That's something what has been shared by none other but Owaisi himself in the series of tweets. That there were some people who have thrown stone inside and the glass has been broken. This is not the first time when this is happening, but after 2014, this is the fifth time when his house has been attacked, and he has raised question on the security and on the law and order situation in the city in Delhi.
What does the Hanuman with his mace and that tail signify on the tail wing of the HLFT 42? What is that?
It signifies strength.
There has been a lot of controversy about the picture of Hanuman which was present there, which has now been removed now, which shows that the storm is coming as well. The HLFT 42, there was a picture of Lord Hanuman there, creating a lot of controversy. It was in theme with the design of the structure, but why the sudden decision by the HAL to remove it?
No, it was in theme. It has nothing, no specific reasons for putting it over there.
What made them get...
External Affairs Minister exposes foreign angle.
You had to make a documentary. Many things happened in Delhi in 1984. Why didn't we see a documentary on that? You think the timing is accidental? I don't know if election season has started in India and Delhi or not, but for sure it has started in London and New York.
Our external forces already eyeing the 2024 polls. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Chief Minister, you are being accused by the opposition that you are breaking up communal polarization. Chief Minister, you are being... Chief Minister, you are...
to Rothschild and company with begging bowl. Turned away by the IMF, Pakistan on hunt for aid. Big debate as Pakistan goes from bad